Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. I got Miss Marie's Honda Civic in here about 5 o'clock in the morning. She smacked a raccoon. Didn't think it was that big a deal. She couldn't swerve to miss it, so she hit it. Unfortunately, it smashed up into the lower tie bar on the bottom of the radiator, lower radiator support, which is welded onto the car. It's not really, replaceable bolt-on type thing. It shoved the radiator back, broke it seems, or she lost all her coolant, so the car started overheating, so she shut it off, had AAA tow it here. She went on to work, and the car's here. I've looked it over. It's getting late in the afternoon. I want to get down to the pick and pull to see if we can find one of these to get a radiator, see if we can get the lower tie bar unit, and then come back and tear her car apart and see if we can't get it fixed. So we've made it down here to Wilbert's U-Pull to Bath, not a sponsor. We found us a Civic. AC condenser shop. We looked at multiple other ones here. All of them are smacked in the front end, no condenser, so no luck on that. The core support on this one looks good. Fingers crossed we can get it out and potentially save the radiator out of this one. Now, if this radiator is no good, we did find another one that's already out of the car. We have the radiator out, and that is our support that we need. My intention is, so it's held in with spot welds. So we're going to try to drill them. There's some there, there's some on the bottom, some on the side, and try to just get this lower piece off. There's one on the back that the subframe is going to be in the way for. I'm going to try to use a little carbide burr, but we'll get it, hopefully get it loose. I don't know if this is the right fix or not. I'm not a body shop. We're going to try to get Miss Marie back on the road. The radiator, or the AC condenser, for obvious reasons, is smoked. We did save all the hardware. The radiator looks good. Hopefully. Oh, there it is. I can't even see my viewfinder. That is the clip on the lower hose here that we need. I can't tell if you're in shot or not, but hopefully. We'll see. We'll get motoring. So that's going to be the process. That's those two. I'm using a little spot weld drill. I'm going to try to get them all. I'm not going to record that whole process, but that's what we're doing. Sweet. It's getting looser. Sweet. Might be it on this side. Yes. Alright, now the other side. It sucks because we cannot get in here in any way, shape, or form. So we're going to use a little carbide burr and see if I can burr it out of there. The car got fall on my head. Yeah, no, that's what. Yep, that's what I have to do. Did you show them our tool setup, Marie?
No.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm thinking we can just wallow her out with this boy.
Safety third.
That's right, always wind blowing. Okay, be good. I think we're gonna need this fan. If any of them are broke, this one's broke on hers. Of course, at this point, we haven't even taken it apart. So we're gonna leave this fan for the next guy. If we can get it off this radiator. There. Because I assume they'll charge us for the fan and the radiator separate. So we're going to leave this one. We'll buy this one just in case. And if we need it, we'll come back. Any worse for wear than what you have, or the one we've got. So we'll stick this back in here for somebody else. That one was already out. Hallelujah. But I did not find an AC condenser. What's that?
Boy.
It's a boy?
Yes.
Ah, you little sucker. You want to say anything to him, Marie?
I have no words. That's how I'm upset with my guy.
Hard to believe that little guy did that much damage. Scene of the crime's way down there, the spot in the road. I can't believe a little sucker made it that far.
I know. I was actually really surprised. Plus, he was headed that way. So he was like, he went across the road and then came back around and he died here. Roadkill.
I feel like we should say something. Okay, let's go. You feel any better now that we've...
Once we've just like run over him one more time.
I'm not gonna run over. I have one of his bones poked through my tire.
You almost ran over him.
Alright, well, I hope you're happy.
I have closure now.
You have closure?
Yes. He's dead. That's what I was hoping for.
There's the spot in the road. Wow. Alright, we made it. We survived the pick and pull. We have our part. We visited the Raccoon. That was the culprit of all of this. I'm going to work on getting her car apart. I'm going to take the bumper cover off it and get it down to the point where we were at the car, at the pick and pull, to see if we can do this. I hope there's nothing else that's really bent that's going to inhibit me from, helping her out and putting this thing on. I'm not a body guy. I know I used the spot weld drilling tool incorrectly and drilled through, the whole layers and all that stuff. So before you leave that comment, I'm quite aware of that. I'm going to get this off. I'm not going to record that whole process. The main thing I'm interested in recording is if we can do you know, weld that piece in and get this thing back on the road. No AC condenser, which kind of stinks. I don't know if hers still has refrigerant in it. We're gonna check it, see if it has pressure on it. She says she doesn't use the AC anyways, so perhaps we can just, you know, tweak that back, straighten it out, and, you know, maybe reuse that. We should have enough parts to put this thing together. So fortunately, it still has pressure in it, so that's good. We're gonna let it recover. Hopefully, once we get it off, and you guys will see that it's bent, hopefully we can just bend it back. So there it is. That is the damage that was caused from whacking a raccoon.
I think I hit a bowling ball.
Well, their head's about as hard as a bowling ball, but believe it or not, the AC condenser still had 14 ounces in it. That's all the car holds. I don't know if once we bend this back straight, if the AC condenser is going to survive, but we're going to give it a go. Just temporarily, nobody has an AC condenser in stock today, so we're going to try to tweak that back, and then hopefully this side of the car is not bent in at all, because I'm hoping we can just, you know, drill out the spot welds here, take that lower support off. Of course, the whole bumper cover, you guys can see this. This thing's all busted to crap, and the sucky part is she literally just had this put on.
Like a month ago.
Yep, so that didn't last very long. That's all busted up. We're gonna have to put it back on because they did not have a good bumper cover there.
And that's nice things.
No, you can't. So, anyhow, I'm gonna finish taking some more of this plastic stuff off so we can get to where we need to. Make an inventory of what other things we're gonna have to scavenge.
Look, it's duct tape done.
It is. So we're gonna start taking apart Miss Marie's car. The AC condenser is actually different than the one we looked at. The mounts are different. And I see the hookups on it are different. I see this is actually a salvage yard one in here now. She bought this car secondhand several years ago. 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I thought you've had it longer than that.
Well, I just paid my 3rd year of insurance, so I had 2 years.
Get some stuff here out of the way. Let's see, look at the magnet tray. Get some needle nose here, Miss Marie. Boy, this thing is shoved up pretty hard against this upper support. The radiator snapped right off over here on this side. I don't know if you guys can see it, but where the upper mount goes, that just broke right off. Get that one off. Let's see if we can get these hoses off. We did not bring hoses with us. Let's see, I guess that can stay. Yeah, we'll crack it loose. That might help us get the hose off. Yeah, because I don't think, let's see here. Yeah, let me see that hose pick. No, I'm not going to be able to shove that underneath. Let's see if we get enough stretch on it. At least get the hoses to come loose.
Boy, they're pretty solid, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, good, that one locked. Boom, there's one.
First try.
First try, yes. So I gave her a little toot of some silicone spray. Move the clamp back so we could take some tension off from it. The good news is we don't have to drain the coolant, nor is it going to be running down our arms.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, let's get this out of our way. Well, I guess we can just set it over there. No problem.
I bet the raccoon knows what coolant tastes like now.
Yeah,
Probably.
I can't believe how far he made it.
He's quite a trucker.
Or you punted him, one or the other.
No, I know he hit the bottom. I heard him hit once and I heard him hit twice.
I hit a raccoon once on a bridge. I used to have a Caprice Classic 85. And it was when they first put that bridge in by my dad's shop.
Yeah?
And I was driving there and there's a raccoon like right there, his car coming, and he like ducked right down. I'm like, went right under him, and then whack, hit the rear end of the car, like the rear axle. I was like, well, like it almost made it.
But the car survived.
Oh yeah, the car.
Yeah, I wish he would have just hit the back of my car.
Like I say, if you have to hit one next time, line it up with the wheel.
I know.
If you can.
Yeah. I'll think faster next time with scurrying two animals across the road. I don't understand why they wait for you to come. Like, I was the only car on the road at 4:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden it's like they want you to light their path or something.
Well, they are nocturnal, so you know where he's heading. You know that great big oak tree there on the side of the road? You ever notice that thing's like completely hollow?
Yes.
You can get right inside of it.
Yep, that's true. Well, they weren't exactly running that direction. They were running across the road, but opposite.
They just tilt that field so there's a ton of corn
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because I've seen
They were going to have a breakfast date.
Yep, or dinner. They're probably going home.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's pretty late.
Yeah, it's true for them it was.
Okay.
That's why you don't stay out after 10.
Let's take. We'll finish unhooking the condenser, get the lines off from it. This thing is pretty tweaked. And then we should be able to pull the radiator up and out and do whatever it is we need to do.
Well, the cars are at least cousins.
Got a little vacuum on it. I'm going to go underneath it, get the other line, and lift this thing out. So the lower bolt that goes in the, I guess, what is it? Which line that is? That is the discharge line out of the condenser. The bolt snapped off in the condenser, so. And the lower radiator hose is already unhooked from this.
Andy.
Oh, we have one sensor on here. Come around and hold that radiator away. Let's set this to the side. Whoa, she's peeing a little.
Oh, there is some in there. As long as there was something left.
It didn't run it totally empty.
Oh, phew.
The good news is the radiators look exactly the same, so minus the gaping holes. But it bent the radiator in such a fashion that the fans are both not in their pegs anymore, so that must be bent. But we should be in good shape. I seen her lower hose was missing the clip here, so that's why when we took this one, we left that one on there. All right, let's see what kind of damage we have. There's that. Set that out of the way. All right, well, we're gonna drill that one off the same way we did the one down at Wilbert's. You pull it, not a sponsor. Get some of this stuff off. Hopefully, I have no idea if any of this is bent back in. I really hope it's not, because that isn't, I'm way out of my wheelhouse doing this to begin with, but we'll find out in a moment. They all crappy when it's out, the moment of truth. Now when I drilled these, I didn't, hog holes all the way through it. Just went through the first layer of metal. So that way there. I assume we just weld these in. Again, I'm not a body shop.
Doing a great job.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Boom! Look at that. A couple of zip ties. And I assume it just goes up until it hits. It's got.
We just lined up with the ones that you drilled out, right?
No, because they're all different.
Oh, handy.
So what we'll do is it has to go all the way up flat because it hits these flat lips, so it goes all the way up there. So we'll vice grip it. I'm going to mark these with a Sharpie so I can clean up behind them with a little whizzy wheel. And before anybody says that, I do know they make weld-through primer and stuff like that. I don't have any, so don't worry about leaving that comment. We're going to clean up behind it. We're going to fry it on with a welder. We will fluid film the snot of it. Her car gets fluid filmed every year anyways, as you can see. It's already schnotty. So not a big deal. Not worried about them rusting out. And then we'll take it from there. Give me my red hammer, the plastic one.
Even the hammer has a hammer side.
Even the hammer has a hammer side, that's correct. So I might need that again.
Okay.
Every tool has a hammer side, Mary.
Put in the hammer.
That looks like it's fully up there. Alright, should be a player door here. I'm thinking it might be a pair in there. Negative.
Nope. Is there anything this side?
Yes, there should be. Grab one more pair of clamps from over there. In with all the other pliers.
Oh.
So it looks like it fits nicely. Just want to make sure it is up all the way. Sweet. Girl might have gotten lucky. I don't know if they sell this piece from Hondu or not, or if you gotta buy the whole front actual radiator support or not. Probably. I don't know. Oh, there's one. I'm gonna get the other side tacked up. I don't know if it would be in our best interest at this point just to have one, maybe two tacks in it and then set the radiator on there just to be 100% certain. That would probably be the wisest thing to do. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can do this. I want it to be touching that metal as much as I can. I'm gonna give her the old squeeze. Batteries went dead in my welding helmet, so Marie went down to the DG up at the Avoca Plaza. Well, she's gone. We got a couple tacks on it. I'm going to see if this is going to fit. So I put the lower insulators in there. Get it lined up on them. Get it lines up on those. Looks like we have good clearance. I don't know if it bent anything up here or not. I don't. Okay, good. That one lines up nicely. This one might be bent. Nope. Sweet. Look at that. Pretty much a body shop. Basically gonna start doing collision work now. So that looks good. Looks like it'll work. I see no reason why we can't go through and finish welding up. We'll grind it down. We'll give them a little spritz of some paint if we got some paint around here. And then this young lady can have her car back for the weekend because it is Memorial Day weekend and everything's closed Monday. So I at least want to get it drivable for. I called Advance. They don't have a condenser. They can have one for us Monday. So we'll see, I don't know. I didn't even pay attention. I don't know if you gotta pull the whole bumper cover and crap back off to do that or not. So we'll figure it out. I put on my fancy hat. Batteries in the welding helmet now. I'm gonna go through and just do them one at a time now that we know it's held in place. Gonna clamp them over, weld them. I don't know if you call it spot welding. We're gonna weld it with a MIG welder. We don't have a spot welder. Weld them and clean them up a little bit with a grinder. And I'm not gonna record that whole process because, well, the camera will be in the way. We'll get a little bit of it. You guys already saw a little bit of it, so that's kind of how it's gonna go. I'm thankful that it fits and none of this other stuff is bent because, again, I'm not a body guy. But we would have tweaked, done what we had to do. So that's what's happening. They're welded, they're ground. Can't be a video without some brake clean. Let me do that again. There we go. Pro series, because we're doing a professional type job. There's a old saying that says, a grinder and some paint makes me the welder I ain't. And also in an attempt to preserve this thing a little bit, we're gonna shoot it with a little bit of paint. So clean it off with slash undercoating. That's the only paint we have that's available. Just found a can of undercoating upstairs. Been there for about 7 or 8 years.
Superior protection against rust, corrosion, chips, and road noise. Oh, thank God. It's gonna cut down on the road noise.
Your car's gonna be quiet when it leaves, Marie.
Basically.
So I'm just wiping off some of this stuff so the paint will adhere, and then once that dries a little bit, we're gonna, soak it down with fluid film anyways. Thought we'd give her double protection. And then put it together and move on with our day. You do know you owe me ice cream, right?
Oh, yes, I know. And I'm okay with that because I actually already planned on it.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, I did.
You guys can leave it in the comment box below if this is how a body shop would have done it. I have no idea. All I know is this young lady needs her car.
A body shop would not have got me in this quick. So, put that out there.
Same day service.
Yeah.
And that would have been the problem because our local body shop I know is like a month behind right now. They're super busy.
I need my car.
But you gotta get to work.
Yeah.
And there's the finished product. In case anybody wanted to see it. I'm not going willy-nilly with the spray-on undercoating.
You know the standard for government work, right?
Yeah,
Better than it was.
close enough is good enough. And look, I did you had some factory undercoat here, and I did the blend with it, so pretty much.
Oh, beautiful.
I know on body shop invoices they charge for paint and blending, and
And you're like, let me just spray a little here.
I don't know if they'll do it for a strawberry sundae, but this guy does. In an effort to have the car done today, waiting for our paint to dry, just for poop and laughter, I tried to straighten out the condenser, and it straightened out like perfectly, which I was shocked. I center drilled the hole, or the bolt, the broken bolt went all the way through it, and I'm gonna try to get it out. I stuck a regular easy out in it here, and it doesn't wanna, it grips, but it's not coming out. So I'm gonna see if we can't give it a little bit of heat. Now heating aluminum is kind of tricky because it pulls the heat away so quickly. So we're gonna try to get our easy out in there. Like I said, I put some pretty good tension on it. See if we can do it without burning up the foam.
Get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, beautiful.
Hallelujah.
I am so happy.
You gotta be careful with aluminum though. A lot of times you heat it, all of the threads will stick to the bolt. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but it doesn't feel great. Did the bolt just break again? It did. So, we got, we're close. We got the top half of the bolt out. The thing toasty.
Just like a half full, half empty type thing.
Yeah, so what we'll do, I just wanted to, so you can see half of the bolt came out. It's on there. I drilled it pretty well. I'm gonna look at the size of the hole in the AC line, now that we have a really good pilot hole, and just see if we can. I know this is gonna sound stupid trying to fix an old, bent up AC condenser.
It's $100 bill to me. It doesn't sound stupid.
Well, what's our cost on it? 140 something.
Yeah.
So if we do this and it works, great. If not, well, nothing lost other than another strawberry sundae.
Correct.
Because this is extra. Just FYI. Just throwing that out there. This is 2 cherries. Is it gripping it? What's it doing?
It's not doing anything.
How can it not be doing nothing?
It ain't doing nothing.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Good guy. You are. How can it not be?
Is it blowing your mind right now?
What's that?
Is it blowing your mind?
No, it's not. See how deep this is. Oh, I can still go a little further. Okay, that's all the way through. Should grippy a little. We're so close. There she goes. Now we gotta squeeze on her. Oh yeah,
Got it?
it's torch time.
All right.
It worked the first time.
Singing.
Alright, take the heat away.
I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know how to turn it
Push the red knob
off. Okay.
in. At least if this comes out, we have a nice good straight hole.
Pretty straight.
And then we can run a thread chaser down through it. That is the first time extracting a bolt I've had a bolt break.
You got it on camera.
That's the first time, right? Like brake. That's super weird. That's hot.
Oh yeah, that's not aluminium.
Good thing. Look at that center hole. Not toot my own horn or anything, but that actually drilled pretty center. So there's both pieces of that. I can see some of the aluminum did stick to the threads that are smoldered hot. So that's what I was talking about. That's probably why it broke in the first place. But the threads look really good in there. So I'm gonna plug this off, run a thread chaser in there, and then we can at least put this condenser back in there. And if this thing doesn't leak, then boom.
Yeah.
We'll be wrong size. Well, right size bolt, wrong size wrench. I think that'll work. How did this thing go? Nope. I should have paid attention, but I didn't. So like this, looks about right. This is a bracket that held the horn on. I think that went there, and then there was a horn that goes up on there. You get some pulls. There's that. And the horn that went in here. Must be just some kind of rain shield or something, I don't know. There's that. And then one of these. This must be for the horn. Right? Disagree with me. There's that, and then it's got a little clip that snaps in there. I got that clip snapped in there. This is for the coolant switch that goes on the bottom of the radiator. So that's back together. Stuff looks like it's drying. We'll get the radiator set in here.
It's still kind of nasty.
Oh, you stuck your finger in it. Now it's freaking messed up, Marie. That's another strawberry sundae. So the only thing about Wilbur's a Bath, not a sponsor, is we can't take parts back and get our money back. So that's kind of stinks. They will give us store credit. Give me that impact, man.
For the next time that I frequent the junkyard.
Yeah, but the store credit's only good for like 30 days or something. I don't know.
Maybe I decide I need some cool.
Yeah.
JK, I don't.
So there's that. We have two good fan. Hopefully this fan assembly is good. We're gonna take our chances. We'll leave it on there. Unplug it. We'll get that wiring clip off there and stick this in. Boom. There's that. Let's see if our fan is any good.
That's a pretty smart idea.
This may not be such a smart idea though.
Kind of redneckish.
This is super redneck, but I don't feel like going to get a jump pack. I don't know if my jump pack's charged. So we'll see if this works.
Oh.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, the wind.
Stick that back in the... All right, so the fan works. I'm a big fan of that. These little plastic air dams that go in, one on each side. Fish back in there. There's a couple little clips. And this one goes on the... I was able to fish that in above the horn, but I should have thought about that first. Well, this one goes up in that little notch first. And then in. There's that one. Now we did scavenge that off the other car we were looking at because I didn't know if they were going to be broke.
Fantastic plastic. Do you need a magnet?
Nope. That's the bolt we broke in the AC line. so we don't need that.
Oh wow, it was a little long cycle, wasn't it?
I think we saved them bolts.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
Good, fantastic. Those are the old thunders rolling out there.
Hey, it hasn't started raining yet. Just saying.
I need to see some fluid film so I can spray below these before I put it in. Hopefully this radiator is good and doesn't leak.
I'm gonna put this back on the other side.
Okay. I guess we'll blow it off once we put it in there. Is it thunder now? Is that all that noise out there?
No, fixing the road. That's
Yeah, I doubt we're fixing
not on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, exactly.
It's starting to spit out there.
It's supposed to be a pretty nasty storm.
The confidence fit so far.
All right, radiator's in. Looks great. Gonna get some stuff hooked up to it that we can when we're tipping it back. Such as the fans. There's those. I'll see if we can't get our radiator hoses hooked up. Where's the clamps?
I think it doesn't matter. This is a little bit dusty in the front. Does that matter?
Yeah, we'll blow all that off.
Okay. Blow it off. Blow it off.
Let's see. We'll get this one started.
You gonna do the full squeeze now? Okay. That's a requirement of the mechanic. I would fail.
Yeah, you gotta be able to squeeze hose clamps by hand.
Ah, man. I better work on those exercises.
Actually, we gotta push it on the radiator over here a little bit, will you?
Okay.
Come on, hose. There she goes. Okay,
Ah,
that's
beautiful.
good. I got it.
Okay.
We'll line that up exactly where it was. Right there. Let's see if we can get the upper one on. This is like a spring-loaded little bomb right here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, sweet till they come off and snap in your arthritic fingers. Then they're not so sweet.
When I get arthritic fingers and that happens to me, I'll let you know.
Yes. I know you don't swear, but you may at that point.
Somebody asked me about that when I strapped a piece of wood on my finger.
Hose pick.
Oh, what?
The hose pick, if you don't know.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it would have been. All right, the upper and lower is on, or the upper's on. We'll get the two bolts that go into that. We'll get our two upper mounts, the bolts that go into those. Let's see, it's these two here. Make it easier for the next raccoon.
I'm not getting another raccoon ever.
We need 10 millimeter on the yellow impact. Hey, don't walk away with that kit. Let me see it.
I'm gonna bang it
Yep.
with the thing.
Get the yellow.
Good. Deep or short?
10 deep.
Oh,
Maybe out.
it's already out.
That one's bent. Give me a different one. I tightened this one down and it tweaked up a little bit. That's one for the junkyard. It's just the way it sits, I guess.
Okay.
Sits in there nice, nice. All right, there's that. Let's see. That's where our condenser went. How come we're missing bolts for that? Should be 4 bolts for that little guy. blew out the radiator.
Why are we concerned about that?
What's that?
It being wet.
That hose?
Yeah.
Because I didn't put a drip leg on it. It's because it puts water through your air tools, which is bad. Alright, so we will stick our straightened condenser, which turned out wicked straight. I'm impressed myself with that one. I told Marie, even though it wasn't leaking prior, that straightening it, there's always that chance that it leaks. You know, like when you bend a piece of metal, then you bend it back.
Something like that.
I wonder if this is the difference between the coupe. That radiator support wasn't different, was it?
No.
No. So these are just bent. Okay, give me a 10 mil wrench. Yeah, because these upper holes, that's where the bumper covers held on. The two lower ones are for the condenser. So the condenser for the coupe and the sedan were different, and I assume it's these mounts. So we'll loosen these up.
Well, this is from my car.
Yeah, I know, but I was looking at something wrong here. So when it hit, these just got bent, so we're good. I'm just seeing something I just, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask questions.
Right.
You know what, I wonder if we should hook up the hose first.
Probably.
Yeah, we should.
Should we hook up the hose first?
That's good thinking, Marie.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do that. Let's hook up the hose first, like you said.
Good.
Making sure it fit. I'm gonna put a little O-ring grease on this. Somebody in the comment section will be like, bro, you can't use silicone grease on that. That's the AC system, bro.
Just like that, they'll say that?
Yes, that's what YouTube.
Someone please do
That's
that.
the universal YouTuber language.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you gotta use pag oil, bro. That's okay. This will work just fine.
No comments from me. That's the important part.
Because you don't know the difference.
Hmm?
You don't know the difference.
Exactly. And as long as it works, I don't care.
It'll work just fine. Are the windows up in my truck? Okay, there's that and that. That line is tight. So we should be able to line these up now. That, and then now we can snug the bolts up in the side of them that we loosened up.
Looks like you straightened out the situation.
It is. It's out pretty well. Alright, now let's go underneath it, hook up the other line. We should be good. The fan, if I was you, I would just keep, well, you guys can't see crap. Basically, I'll look at my camera once in a while.
I'm not sure how much they can see when I was videoing either, because I couldn't see the screen, so.
Yeah, it was wicked bright and windy out.
Yep.
I'm just glad we got it before the storm came in.
Me too. That would have been miserable.
I was prepared. I had a sweatshirt.
Yes.
There. It's sitting just about as good as it can, I guess, for being tweaked. It's a whole lot better than it was. Yeah, I tweaked it a little. Make sure the petcock's tight. We'll plug in.
Can we switch out that thing?
With what?
The other one.
Why?
It's black.
It may be a different style.
Oh. It matches.
Don't meddle with stuff y'all not be meddling in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even though it matches?
Tell me you know where that quote's from.
No.
Oh my gosh. Harry Potter? You never watched Harry Potter?
No.
Of course not. So I plugged the coolant sensor back in. Now we'll take the lower hose off from the OG connector here, which is missing its clip. That's why we had to make sure we had the other one. there's that. I don't know. Where you go upstairs to get a regular hose clamp that is this size.
Pinched off the good jokes at that.
Yes. Alright, so we got a regular spring clamp on or worm drive clamp. The other one, when they get rusty like that, it's good not to reuse them.
Especially since this is the part that keeps the coolant going to my car.
Yes.
If it's an engine or a clamp, I guess I'll take the engine.
Okay, there we go. That's good. We should be able to fill it with coolant. Pull a vacuum on the AC and see what happens.
Where's George go?
What's that?
Where's George go?
Out on the yellow shelf by the torque sticks. Vacuum is just about done. Got about 50 seconds left on that. The coolant is full. Going to hook the battery back up. We did disconnect that when we were doing some welding there.
Good plan.
Snug that down. Put about 6 quarts of coolant in it. And that's it. We wait. Leak test passed. So that's good. And it's still holding really good vacuum. Now don't be doped by this. This is only 30 inches of vacuum, so that's only atmospheric pressure. So that's 14.7 psi of pressure, you know, trying to get into that. So this can be deceptive because once we charge the system, there's going to be, you know, 200 psi in there, you know, on the high side. So that's a good sign, but don't be fooled by it. So yeah, let's get her charged up, full of coolant, warm it up, see what happens. Both the fans work, that's a plus. Air conditioner seems to be working. Wait for the compressor to kick on here. Beautiful. Not blowing huge plumes of white smoke out the back. It's even better. I shut the AC off, gonna let it sit here and warm up. Check the overflow jug. Gonna give a look over, make sure all our connections, nothing leaks. I don't think I can use my gas sniffer to check for AC leaks after I sprayed fluid film. The solvent, you know, trips that thing off. But yeah, so far so good. Where's our temperature gauge? I got the throttle propped about 2 grand. About halfway up on heat. So the thermostat did open. I just want to hear the fan cycle because we reuse that switch in the bottom of the radiator. Just be on the safe side. Temperature's still about halfway. What do you think?
I hope it works.
What do you mean you hope it works? It's working.
No,
Working.
I'm worried about the engine.
Worried about the engine?
I'm worried about the engine.
Oh.
I'm hoping that all of those really good things that happened when we did it are for nothing. I'm not getting, this is me not getting my hopes up.
Well, the good news is the car that we took that out of had an engine in it. Like another little weekend project.
Yeah.
Finally. Hours later. That was short-lived. So, anyhow, the fans work. They kicked on at temperature. I'm satisfied. We're gonna have to top off the That looks green on the camera. We're gonna top off the overflow jug. We'll double check her for leaks. Unfortunately, we got to put the busted up bumper cover back on.
I'm okay with that.
And at some point, somebody had like some aftermarket HID gizmos on this thing, so we're gonna cut all this crap out. It's all just kind of hanging
So it's
under the
okay?
car. Your engine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fine, Marie. It's fine.
Like, Colin's okay?
Colin, you're gonna reveal his name.
His name is Colin.
He's okay. He survived.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yep. Yeah. Now, if you had a blown head gasket, I mean, we'd have a lot of bubbling in the overflow jug. If it was severely blown, you know, we would have known at this point. But it got up temperature, fan cycled, cooled right off. AC worked. Can't believe how straight we got that just in the vise. That was pretty fun. And we got the broken bolt out twice. Even better.
Thanks a lot.
AC's blowing about 42 degrees out of the left side vent. Windows open, so that's pretty good. Nice and cold, feel nice and chilly to you. All right, go ahead and shut it off, young lady. Let's finish this thing up. And here's our finished product, I guess. I did douche it down with the film. I'm pretty happy how it turned out. I mean, like I said, this is way out of my wheelhouse. I think everything is fine. Seems to fit well. I did not notice any leaks, so everything is good in that regard. And it's a whole lot better than what we started with. So here's the old one that we took out. Now, before I took it out, I did stick a pry bar on it and tried to pull it back semi-straight. Just in case, my thought was on that is to try to straighten it a little bit before we took it out. So if it was tweaked over on the sides here, it would kind of tweak that back where it should have been. And it seemed to kind of work for us. So there's that. She'll be taking the radiator back, get her money on that. The support, we're gonna keep the fan for future use. I don't think I'm gonna record putting the bumper cover back on. It's pretty busted up. It ain't gonna be pretty. We'll get it on. We're gonna have to, you know, fashion some zip ties and stuff underneath it for the time being. I'm gonna get a hold of one of my friends who has a body shop, see if we can get her a bumper cover, get it painted, and then we'll do it the right way. So with all that being said, folks, we're gonna leave it at that. I think the job turned out pretty good for what we had to work with. Did get take a little trip to Wilbert's Pick and Pull of Bath, New York. Not a sponsor, kind of a neat place. It's the junkyard that we used to go to, that we used to be able to drive out back, but then it got sold, and this place called Wilbert's bought it, and now it's a pick and pull, and they sell stuff wicked cheap. So this whole project, minus my labor, which is ice cream strawberry sundae, so that's about $5. You paid, what, 80 bucks? That included all the core, and then we have coolant, which is about 15 bucks a bottle. So this is about a $100 bill-ish for this young lady to get her car back for the weekend. I don't know what this would have cost, turned into insurance and body shops and all that, but that's neither here nor there. It's fixed. I'm happy. You're happy. Why don't you make me happy again and go down, leave a comment, question, criticize me, and just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.